What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is not your normal, episode number, whatever, like a Raw review, SmackDown review, Dynamite review, Collision review, which Collision happens tonight, but there's not going to be a review tonight. Um, it's not like a normal episode. This is not episode 410 of the podcast. This, as you guys can see by the thumbnail itself, is a very special live stream where we are just remembering the legacy and the life of a fallen brother in the world of professional wrestling. Windham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, passed away on Thursday at the age of 36. Such a young age. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do something for OTB. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but Friday came when that, memorial episode of SmackDown happened, and it would almost feel wrong to do a, post-show review after that because, everybody's hurt, everybody's, tearing up. It's just a sad, sad day overall. And, it would just feel wrong. So I wanted to do something like this, just talk for however long this is. I don't know how long this is going to be, so you guys better strap in. This is going to be a very, very special review, and not even a review on life, honestly. But this is going to be a special live stream, and I thank Loft for being a part of this because Loft, we lost a good one. And it seems like we always do. It seems like we always lose the good ones, and it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I've made like 4 videos on TikTok, and I still haven't said what I feel like I should because I don't know what to say. I guess I'm still confused. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is I feel at the moment. It's a whole bunch of stuff. My heart just hurts. That's really all I can fully express. I thought I was done crying. Then the tribute show came on. Started crying some more. I don't like showing my emotion that much over social media, but I couldn't help it. Last night was last night was tough, but
Yeah.
All we can do now is just remember the good. We can't think about the bad as much as the bad is staring at us in the face. Just remember the good. Remember the memories, everything that he left here, everything that is going to go on from the future. We were lucky enough to see this man for most of our childhoods, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the right word to say, but I don't know.
There's really nothing much else to say, I started watching this man since the FCW days, and the FCW days was when he was just just getting into this, and then all of a sudden NXT came along, the Wyatt family was really formed, and then they burst onto the scene in WWE in 2014, and it's just been on and on, and it's just it's tough, but you've seen all the versions of this man, and all he ever wanted to do was leave a legacy, not by whatever he did in the in the ring. I wish they allowed him to wrestle more, but honestly, his matches wasn't really anything that he wanted to do. He wanted to captivate us in storytelling that he wanted to bring to the ring, and the characters that he wanted to portray to us fans, and it's not. We're gonna get into it, but it's tough. I know it is, and we just gotta remember all the good times that he brought us, and even though it is a very young age to lose somebody at the age of 36, because your life is legitimately almost just starting at that point. Um, it is very tough, but we're gonna be able to get through this, and you all just gotta band together and just do this in a state of just come together as a community and really get this done. So, now, if you guys look, the whole deal of our doing our spiel and everything like that, like the video, all that kind of stuff. Do whatever you guys like to do, whatever you guys want to do when it comes to just support of the video. You guys can do that. um it's very I hate almost asking for likes or anything like that, because that's not what this is about. We're just here to just talk Bray Wyatt and just do um our due diligence when it comes to just mourning and just celebrating the life of this man. So support the video in any way you can, support OTB in any way you can. But if you guys want to really do anything that supports the family, go to WWE shop. If there is anything left, I mean, there's probably not much left, but if you can find something, go to WWE shop, go get merchandise of Bray, and whatever the proceeds are, it goes directly to his family. And I think that's what's really important right now. Just helping JoJo and the kids and basically anybody that is impacted by this, and just, really getting things done in the honor of them. I want to know. Let's start from the beginning. I come home from work, Love, and I mean, you and I are very, very close to Megan. We talk to basically her every single day. I come home, and she calls me, and I mean, we call each other all the time, so it's like it's just like she just wanted to check what's up or whatever, and she starts sobbing. And I'm like, Megan, what's wrong? And she's like, Phil, did you hear the news? And I'm like, what news? She's like, the news about Bray Wyatt. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Then she tells me that he's gone. I was in a state of shock. I didn't know what to do. I honestly said, don't fuck with me. That's legitimately what I said. I'm like, don't fuck with me right now. Don't do this. Please don't do this. And she's like, Phil, I'm not kidding. Go check Twitter. I don't know how you found out, bro, but that's how I found out. And as soon as I open up Twitter, Triple H's tweet pops up. Read the replies and everything like that. And I was just in a state of shock. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I was just silent. How'd you find about it, bro? Because honestly, we were trying to contact you because we didn't know what was going on at the time, and we didn't know if anybody really knew up until the point of that message that Triple H sent out because of Mike Rotunda, informing him. So how'd you find out, man? Because I mean, it was just crazy.
You know Tyler, right?
Of
I
course.
was talking to him. I don't know. We were talking about probably like my belt. We were talking about something stupid. We are talking about like WrestleMania. We talking about whatever. I just happened to call him to show him the belt. And we're just talking about whatever. I just happened to go on Twitter, and I saw I don't know what I don't know who tweeted. I didn't see Triple H tweet until like 5 minutes after, but I saw one of the Wrestle pages that I follow posted, and I'm like, that's probably a rumor. You know what I'm saying? And then I started scrolling more, and I started seeing the same thing. And I'm like, hold on, whoa. That's I'm like, this rumor is kind of spreading now.
There's way too many tweets about this now.
Yeah, something now, and I'm like, Tyler. And then at some point he found out. I don't know if it like popped up on his phone. So now we're both like, what's going on? Then I saw Triple H's tweet, and I'm like, oh, okay.
This is
And
some
then
real
I
shit
just
right
like,
now.
I like stopped for a minute, and I started crying. I was like, I didn't know why I was crying because in my brain I'm like, there's no way that's what's happening. So you remember Chris, right?
Nobody wanted to believe it was real. Nobody wanted to believe it was real. It,
You remember Chris from when you came here, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I called him, and he was at his girlfriend's house, so I usually don't call him when he's over there. I call him like, 'cause he usually answers when I call anytime, but thank God he answered, because I think me and him were there. Me and him and Extreme Rules were there when he came back. So
Yeah.
me and him talk about that night all the time. But I took about that's like one of the best nights, if not the best night of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I call Chris. I'm like, uh, Bray's dead, and he's like, he had the same reaction I did. Like, no, no, he's not. I'm like, I
Listen, no, he's
promise you.
not. Stop fucking with me.
I'm like, why would I call you like something like that out of nowhere and just make a joke? I'm not joking. And he looked
and
at me, he
that's
saw I
and
was
that's
crying.
and that's what Megan was like to me. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm not joking around with you. Like, this is legit happening.
I'm like, no, bro. Then I put my face in the camera. He saw I was crying. And he's like, oh no. Did he went on Facebook or something? I forget what actually went on. And he saw it, and we just like sat there in silence for a minute. I'm like, and then I think Haley was live. I went to her live, and I typed it. I was starting to type it in the chat to let them know because they were talking about whatever. And then Haley found out, and then she dipped out, and then everyone found out like at that
Like
second.
one after another. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I stayed on the phone with Tyler. Chris had to go, so I but we were on the phone for a minute. We didn't say nothing because it was just like I still have that exact same feeling in my head now because
Yeah.
it doesn't like the headache I had then. I'm getting it back right now. I'm getting the same
I,
headache right now. I'm
look,
freaking headache right now.
look. I'm sorry to even bring things up, man, but it's
Yeah,
just you got to start things at the beginning, and then like I sat
um,
there in a good complete silence once I hung up the phone with Megan. But I mean, we were both just in a state of shock at this point. She was still very emotionally, upset. And I'm like, look, if you still need somebody to, stay on the phone with you, just call me back. I mean, I'll just call me back. I'll be fine. But we stayed off the phone for a little bit. Then I went on TikTok.
that was
Probably
a
one
mistake.
of the worst things I ever probably could have done.
That was a mistake.
Probably one of the worst things I ever could have done. Because I saw many videos, obviously of like heartwarming and, very like, very respectful videos of like, Bray Wyatt and his passing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I want to get myself in an emotional state first before I even talk about this, I didn't. You saw my video. I was a wreck in the first video I made about the whole thing. I'm like, when you first come home from work and then you just get a call from a friend saying about all of this, like you're not in an emotional state, or at least a good one to make something.
Yeah.
But I made it anyway, and you know, like it, and it's so weird because 2 weeks prior, like 2 weeks to the exact day, I made a video saying how more people should be patient and understanding about what Bray Wyatt is going through because 2 weeks ago the reports came out that he was on the mend of coming back and making a return. I saw your video about it. Like, I mean, I saw like a video of you that like just people need to be more patient and just get just remember that these are people too. I saw Shayna Hill make a video about it. And, we were just talking about how people just need to be more patient and, just respect what Bray Wyatt is going through right now. And now he's gone. And it's like, what happened? Like, what did we do? Um, now I legitimately sat in silence after making that video for like a good 2 hours after that because I didn't even do anything. As soon as I got home, got that call, good to go. Like, I just want to usually decompress, but then after that happens, you just can't. You're just your mind is racing. So, did you make an initial video once you've heard about the news or no? You just didn't do anything up until the point.
No, I stayed on the phone. I stayed on the phone with Tyler, and I was like, I'm not. I didn't feel like talking about it. I didn't feel like I
Yeah,
didn't feel like talking at all. I just went outside and I started walking around. I stayed on the phone with him, but we weren't saying nothing. I just
yeah,
I feel like talking. I didn't. There was nothing for me to say at that moment. I was angry. I was hurt. It was just like, and it still has not hit the back of my brain yet. It's still like I'm still waiting for me to wake up from the dream. I'm still waiting for this to like, oh nah, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting for that. But as like the hours go on, I realize that that is not the reality of it. So at some point, it's gonna hit the
yeah.
back of my brain. But as of right now, it's just I don't know.
Right now, it's just a bad dream that everybody just can't wake up from, and it's like you can't do anything about it, and that's probably one of the worst things that it could possibly go to. But you know, we can sit here all day and talk about the creative aspect that WWE has done with Bray Wyatt, the good stuff, the bad stuff, all that kind of a thing. It's been an emotion. It's been a roller coaster in and of itself when it comes to the creative aspect of of Bray. But at the end of the day, that's not even an issue at this point. That's not even the real root of the situation here. The real root of everything here is the the man himself, even behind a wife in JoJo, even behind 4 kids. The man had 4 kids, 2 with JoJo, and then 2 from two from a previous marriage. I like, and not only that, not only does he leave behind those amazing souls, but he leaves behind it. He leaves behind a locker room that I heard nothing but good things from. AJ Francis, top dollar, as we all know him in WWE, um, and many other pro wrestlers that that we have honestly come to know on TikTok have shared stories about Bray and how he's just been nothing but a kind soul to everybody involved. I mean, if there's any legacy that you want to leave behind, it's being a kind, gentle human being that it seemed like Bray Wyatt was, and I hope that everybody really does know that from the bottom of my heart to everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't,
I mean,
know.
we can make a whole other video about the whole creative malpractice that the WWE did with Bray, but at the end of the day, that's not even important at this point. It's just stuff. What's up, Beta? But yeah, man, I don't even know how to I don't even know how to go into like next topics or anything like that when it comes to this. Um, I want to shift gears though because I want to talk about some of the good points about what Bray Wyatt has brought to us, man. Because Bray Wyatt, he has brought to us some amazing stuff within his career, man. Because I want you guys to leave off some of your favorite Bray Wyatt moments in the comments, and Loff and I are going to share some of ours. I got 2 that I want to share, but Loff, if you want to go ahead and name off one or 2, it don't matter how many you got, amazing moments or memories that you share with Bray, because at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for. That's why we are here. We want to share the good times of Mr. Bray Wyatt, Windham Rotunda, and honestly just celebrate the life that he had. So, what do you got?
No, I number one will always be just Extreme Rules. You know, um, I can't. As fun as WrestleMania is going to be next year, um, any wrestling show we go to, when eventually all of us are living in one big house trying to kill each other every day, any wrestling show we go to, um,
Yeah.
is never going to come close to what that was that night. Um, being that close to everything, seeing everything as it happened, and I was hoping last night they didn't show it, but they showed it, of course, and that hurt more than the most thing. Cause like hearing that crowd and realizing that like my voice is a part of that crowd, you know. Um,
Yeah.
it's. I used to watch the videos just when I wanted to laugh or like smile and shit, but I can't watch the videos anymore. I posted a few, but I can't sit there and watch them anymore. Cause now it's excruciating. Um, Suplex was right next to me. I talked to him yesterday. Um, that night was just excellent, and everything leading up to it. Like me and Chris bought tickets to that show primarily for the fact of like Bray being there. You know what I'm saying? Like the QR
The
codes
Bray
and then
showing up. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, all of that was just like I remember that one Raw when one of the QR codes came out and it was like the coordinates of Philadelphia, PA. And once I saw that, I like lost it. I was like, that was like the confirmation that he was
Yeah.
gonna be
I remember
there.
that one. Yep.
That was it. That was
And
freaking it.
I honestly want to thank Neep for that. I want to thank Neep. I don't know if Neep is ever going to catch wind of that, but he was the first one that caught that. That QR code specifically. He found out the coordinates and everything like that, sent them to my way. I basically sent them to anybody that I basically could. And once we figured out that it was Philadelphia, PA, at like whatever set, where was Extreme Rules at? Like not the
Wells
production
Fargo.
center, Wells Fargo. Once we found out that it was basically the coordinates of the Wells Fargo, we were like, oh my god, this could actually happen. This could legitimately happen. So yeah, thank you, Neep, for all of that. The QR code was probably one of the best. That was so innovative and so creative in a way that you didn't know what was happening,
Yeah.
but you wanted to continue to scan those codes. Now it sucks because I was on live on Friday for SmackDown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to find the QR codes pictured on social media so I could scan them personally and figure out what they were for. Now, obviously, once I figured them out and what they were for and everything like that, they were just, moments of Bray Wyatt's career. They basically just led to videos from WWE's YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I figured that out eventually, but I want to scan them in real time because, you only had a few seconds of those QR codes showing up on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured it out eventually, and they were, just moments of his career. But now one of them, I like, other moments. You guys shared great moments in the live chat about him and Randy winning the tag titles. Him winning the Universal Championship, him winning the WWE title inside Elimination Chamber. I'm surprised none of you guys actually put up the Shield versus the Wyatts, which a lot of people, have as like one of the best 6-man tag team matches that WWE's ever produced. In my personal opinion, it is one of the best they produced. Do you remember that time, man? Because the Shield versus the Wyatts is absolutely one of the best things that the Wyatt family has done. I mean, that Monday Night Raw where they were just staring at each other, just standing there, not touching, not doing anything. They were just standing there as the crowd was chanting, "Holy shit." One of the best moments that Raw's really ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. That's so crazy.
um,
Yeah, man.
but yeah, I mean, one of my moments, and I'm gonna bring this one up because because I was lucky enough to be there in this moment. I don't know if I ever told you this. I don't know if I basically ever told anybody this. Um, but honestly, if I just say the place of where it was held, I think a lot of people are probably going to figure it out. Providence, Rhode Island, Monday Night Raw, inside a steel cage. Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan versus the Usos. You remember this at any point? No, not yet.
Long time ago.
How about when Daniel Bryan took off the jumpsuit and shed that Wyatt family skin,
That was insane, bro.
and he
Oh
went
god.
on top of the steel cage after getting one over on Bray Wyatt because Luke Harper and Eric were locked outside the cage. He was just sitting on top of the cage doing the yes chant as basically everybody in that arena was doing the yes chant in unison along with Bryan. This was obviously on his way to WrestleMania and everything like that. You know what happened. Um Ultimately Bryan got, shed the skin of the Wyatt family because he was basically enslaved by them at that point in time. And he shed the skin and basically became Daniel Bryan once again. It's easily one of my favorite moments of not only Daniel Bryan, but Bray Wyatt's career because Bray Wyatt, that whole thing with Daniel Bryan was absolutely insane. I loved everything about it. I was there in Providence, Rhode Island that night. I remember it like it was yesterday, January 13th, I believe, of 2014. That was absolutely insane. I loved it. And their match at the Rumble that year, oh my
Bro,
god.
I think
Their
this
match
was
at the
the next.
Rumble that year?
Hold up, who?
Ugh.
I'm trying to remember. No, I think it might have been against Mox. This might be. 'Cause I remember it was in a steel cage, I think. But that shot of when like he put the lantern and it was the smoke, and then Bray like came through the smoke. You didn't see Bray until he came through. I feel like it was
That was Mox. That was Ambrose.
okay.
Yeah,
That shit.
that was Ambrose.
Oh my god, that is one of the coolest freaking like 3 second spots I've ever seen. I love watching that.
Yeah, it was a hologram or whatever. Bray was kind of in a trance, and
Yeah,
then Mox just jumped through
it
the
was so
smoke. Yeah,
freaking
yep, I
cool,
remember
bro.
that well.
Oh
Um,
my god, that was crazy.
yeah, but yeah, I remember that steel cage. I remember, just being there in Providence like it was yesterday, man. Brian just shedding the Wyatt family skin, becoming, you know, Daniel Bryan once again, and doing the yes chant as he ultimately got the better of Bray Wyatt at that time. Um, and I'm never going to be able to forget that moment. I'm never going to be able to forget it because that was easily one of my favorite moments of Bray Wyatt's career of all time. And, it's just something that I'm always going to, love being a part of at that time. Um, Honestly, I mean, you can honestly go back and say that probably Daniel Bryan's maybe Bray Wyatt's, you know, um, greatest rival in his career. I mean, you've
You can make
seen
the
the stuff
argument.
that he has done with Bryan over the course of their history. I mean, they did stuff in 2014 and then they did stuff again. The strap match. I believe that was 2020 at the Rumble.
Oh man, that was good shit right there.
I
That
I I I mean, dude, just amazing stuff. So I mean, like you could possibly call Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson as, you know, Wyatt's favorite uh one of his favorite opponents and probably one of his best too. Um you have another one that you want to share other than that whole smoke thing with Mox cuz that was a cool moment for sure. Um
was crazy.
but do you have any
Um,
other big things?
Pride night when I met you at freaking Raw 30. That shit was oh man. The
Raw
Undertaker
30, yeah.
stuff, that was oh my god.
Yeah.
I that
When he
that
did
LA Knight feud.
And he passed the torch.
Bro, I remember when they first announced that they were doing LA Knight and Bray, and we're all like, huh? You know what I'm saying? It was just like it's like two
What?
polar opposites. He made it work, you know.
Yeah.
It got LA Knight to where he's at now. And first of all, before I go on, I want to commend LA Knight for what he said last night. If WWE doesn't book that man
Yes.
the way he's supposed to be booked after the way he handled himself last night, not fuck the match. I'm talking about before that. That was one of the most well-spoken
Yes.
promos I've ever seen. As someone who had to say, all right, this happened a few hours
Yeah.
ago.
It was hard to get. It was hard for him to get through it at times, but he definitely held
Yeah,
his own. Like that was beautiful.
that's a company spokesperson. Cody did
Yeah.
amazing with Terry Funk, and LA Knight went out there and did the exact same thing for Bray. Completely perfect, and had an amazing Miz impersonation in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Like he did. I don't know how he's
And
able
he
to,
did
like,
an amazing Bray Wyatt impersonation with the run. The run sounded just like Bray.
He's freaking great, bro. He is great. I don't want anyone. He is great, but yeah, man. That whole moment between him, LA Knight, and
But yeah,
Undertaker
no.
and Raw.
Yeah. That was great.
It's I don't know, man. That was like, I don't think I realized the significance of that moment until afterwards, you know. But
Yeah. Right.
I still wish I got to, like, just realize what was happening in that moment. It was so much stuff happening at that time, like in that moment. But
Yeah.
I watched a video of, like, of Knight coming out, and then I think I posted that one, and then Bray came out, and I was like fucking losing me and you were fucking losing our shit.
Losing our
But
shit.
that was freaking awesome, bro.
But yeah, no, that was awesome. Another moment, like this is gonna be my this is honestly my personal favorite moment of Bray Wyatt's career ever. And one of you guys said it in the chat. I'm sorry if I misspoke, but when he won the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber, when he won the Elimination Chamber for the WWE title, eliminating John Cena and AJ Styles to win the championship. And I believe it was 2016. I believe it was 2016. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. If I am, that is on me. But
You're right.
he eliminated John and AJ in that same match to become champ. And it's simply one of my favorite moments. 2017. Okay, that was 17. It's simply one of my favorite moments in of Bray Wyatt's career, because honestly, I don't personally believe that it was supposed to happen that way. Or at least not at first, because he retained the championship in a triple threat on that episode of Friday Night SmackDown after the Chamber. When SmackDown was on Tuesdays at the time, I think. Because Mara was on commentary, and he said 48 hours after the Chamber. So, 48 hours after Sunday, Tuesday. So, I think SmackDown were on Tuesdays at the time. And he retained the championship into triple threat, which I just watched last night. Absolutely fantastic. And, it looks like they were setting up a triple threat at that year's Mania between Randy Orton, who was the Rumble winner at the time. It was 2017 because Randy won the Rumble that year. Bray Wyatt, who just won the championship, and Luke Harper, who exiled himself from the Wyatt family because, he didn't trust Randy. And no one should really trust Randy, because if you have Randy Orton join the Wyatt family randomly, it's kind of weird. And that's what everybody was probably thinking at the time. So it looked like they were setting up a triple threat between Randy, Wyatt, and Harper. It didn't turn out to be that way, because we all know at WrestleMania 33, it just turned out to be Wyatt versus Orton. And probably one of the, I'm going to say it, one of the worst, WWE title matches that decade of WrestleMania has probably seen. I'm not afraid to say it. It's nothing against Wyatt, and it's nothing against Orton. It was just badly booked. I personally, and I stand by the statement that Wyatt, it should have been that triple threat at WrestleMania, and Harper should have been the one to walk out as WWE champion. I stand by that wholeheartedly at that time. But, you know, that the moment of him finally winning his first ever world championship, when honestly we didn't even really think that was actually going to be possible. Amazing stuff right there. And nobody can take that away from him. Nobody can take that first championship win away.
Nah, bro. I forget what happened the night before, but I wasn't able to watch Elimination Chamber. I didn't realize he won until I got to school the next day, and I checked Instagram and I was like, "What the?" I started losing it in the lunchroom before school. I didn't watch Elimination Chamber that night for some reason. I forget why, but that shit was crazy. And then like the first promo, I was lucky enough to watch that first promo when he came out. That was, oh my god, that was freaking. I feel like he could have there's only a few characters that can like pull off like a year-long championship run and it makes sense. And I still feel like Bray at that point could have done it, and it would have like you could have had a sustainable story, because I feel like there's never really been a point where like before the Fiend stuff, 'cause I feel like the Fiend stuff got a little weird at times just because it's a very hard character to
Yeah.
book. But like prime quote leader Bray, you could have done a lot of stuff with that, and they did do a lot of stuff with it. You know what I'm saying? But man, I feel like that championship run could have been so much better if they like committed to certain stuff. You know, it seemed like they tried to do certain stuff and then pulled back immediately. But
yeah, the whole start and stop pushes, that was really what kind of
yeah,
ruined the aura of Bray Wyatt at some points. But if there was anybody at all that could have pulled off a year long run and actually make it make sense, it would have been Bray. It would have been Bray. So I mean, like it definitely should have been done, a little bit better. But um and honestly, they made that story between Randy, Bray, and Harper. It started off really well, with Luke Harper exiling himself away from the Wyatt family because he really didn't trust Bray. They really could have made that storyline some of the best moments that SmackDown's ever seen. But when you dropped the ball so hard on the Luke Harper side of the story, and you didn't really have him involved in WrestleMania at any of the points, even though it clearly looked like, in the way that you presented it on TV, it looked like you were going to do that triple threat, but ultimately didn't do it. That's where WWE dropped the ball, and that's why people were really just upset at that, conclusion of that match at Mania, even though it really could have been something really good. Because I believe it was Mania 33, and Mania 33 isn't really looked at as one of the greatest WrestleManias out there.
The opposite.
So I mean, you could have done something for that Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some people could possibly bring up the Fiend and his debut. I believe it was at SummerSlam against Finn Balor. A normal version of Finn, I think. I don't think it was the Fiend or the Demon yet, right? I think it was just normal Finn at that time. So
the blue trunks.
yeah, so it was the normal Finn at the time. The Fiend debut and everything, that was great. But personally, I take the the moment of him returning at Extreme Rules a little bit more than the Fiend debut, because that was more of a genuine reaction, because it wasn't Bray Wyatt that came back at Extreme Rules. It felt like Windham Rotunda returned at Extreme Rules, because that Monday Night Raw after, or whatever that show was, I don't know if it was a Monday or Friday, but that first promo when he came back, when they basically humanized the guy to really basically say, like, thank you for everything that you have done while I've been away. that's the Wyatt that I wanted to see continue on, because man, him being humanized like that was one of the best things. And that's honestly what that cult leader Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family member Bray Wyatt, that what brought me back. He brought me back to that at that time.
I saw. I remember that night. That Wyatt 6 stable could have been great. Like a whole bunch of stuff happened with, like, I forget one of the NXT teams at the Ring of Honor. I forget what team they're coming from. I mean, what company they're coming from, but they were supposed to be in the stable, and Eric Young was supposed to be in the stable, but he ended up leaving the company because of Vince and all that shit. But the Wyatt 6 stable, the Wyatt 6 stable could have like that could have been something like crazier than the Wyatt family if like if done correctly. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, you either like the Alexa stuff or didn't. I didn't have any problem with it. The match against Randy was kind of weird because
I didn't have too much.
Yeah. The whole Randy thing, that was a little weird, you know what I'm saying? But I think the main thing about what I appreciated the most about Bray was that there was never a point where I was bored with anything he was doing. Did I understand it all? Absolutely not. Was I overjoyed by all of it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You know, like what are things that
I was just excited for him to be back.
Yeah, you know, and I was so prepared for what they were about to do. You know, I was so freaking prepared for what they're about to do.
Yeah.
The LA Knight feud in itself was just cool. You know what I'm saying? I remember crying. Phil was talking about the promo. I was crying that night when he was just talking. That was a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just I guess I feel like I was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like last night during that whole stream, I sat in my Extreme Rules chair. I feel a different kind of I feel a different kind of connection to that final period of his career in life, just because one of the biggest points of it, you know, will always forever be like wrapped in where like
was that return.
You know, it's always going to be wrapped in that. So
yeah.
I hated that they showed it last. Oh my god, I hated that. They only showed like 50 seconds of it. Well, but God, I hated it because it's just it was too much to watch at the time. But it's forever going to be too much to watch at the time, you know.
Now you didn't even notice that he said anything.
I had no
at the
idea
doorway saying that he was here or anything like that.
Hold on, chat. Y'all remember we were on Twitch and
we heard it on TV,
bro.
We technically didn't even hear it on TV either, though, bro. We saw his mouth moving, but we didn't hear what he said because y'all were so fucking loud.
Y'all, we were on Twitch. We were sitting there. They were making fun of me because I didn't send that to Nikita. We were talking about that. They were roasting me.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Then someone gonna tell me what Bray said. I happened to just watch the video again. I was like, when did he say that? I had no idea where he said that because where I was at.
I mean, he ultimately said that he was here. He ultimately said, "I'm here," like he always does. Yeah. But we didn't really hear anything on. Obviously, you didn't hear anything on your side because of the atmosphere that you were in. But we didn't really hear anything on the TV side of thing either because you guys were so loud.
That was insane. I got home. I was like, when did he say that? I was so confused, bro. But oh my gosh, that right there was just that was insane.
So
that was the loudest area I've been in my entire life. That I couldn't hear. Chris was talking to me. I could not hear what he was saying. I could not hear. That man was right here. I didn't know what he was saying. That was, oh my God. Absolutely insane, bro. Absolutely insane.
They were just going crazy, absolutely crazy in Philly, and that's why I honestly can't wait. I can't wait to be back there again in April. But I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like. The dog is going crazy. I apologize. Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
But yeah, I mean, And I saw they said they were going to try. I think it's just a rumor at the moment, but a lot of people are calling for Bray to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which I am 100% on board with. Um, I just don't want to go to that hall. I wanted to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony. I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go anymore because that I'm planning on going to SmackDown next week. I think me and Chris are going to try to go to SmackDown next week because it's like 2 hours away. See CNN and shit. But
SmackDown in Philly?
It's coming to PA, Hershey, PA.
Oh, Hershey. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that till last night. I had no idea they're coming to Hershey. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I can make
I
it to
didn't
Hershey.
know either. I might pull up.
You want to go? Do you want to? You can tell me
No,
right now. I promise you will.
Hey, we could probably make something happen.
The tickets are
But
$80. We can go, Phil. Let me know. We can go right now.
we we can talk. We can talk. I definitely possibly want to do something. But man, this is something that we're always gonna have that deep connection with him. I have a deeper connection between him and I because of what he was obviously doing earlier on in his career with the Wyatt family type of thing.
Yeah, bro. That shit is just oh, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I want to experience as much stuff as I can in this, but it's just like it's we were lucky enough to see a lot, like a lot of the stuff I never like um got to fully witness. I've only seen one of his matches. You know what I'm saying? I've been for two appearances. I've never seen like I remember the first match. I went to like a house show back in like 2013 or whatever the hell it was when the Wyatt family first came out. But it's just a lot. I wish I saw more. Um, I know some. I was talking to somebody yesterday in the comments. So one of my was someone's video, and they were talking. They were there for um Bray and freaking damn. It was Sienna. It was Sienna. She was talking about she was there for Bray and Rollins. As weird as that match was, but that I feel like in the moment that still probably would have been a cool match to see regarding how to finish, disregarding how the finish went. But that probably was a probably insane thing. I've never seen Fiend before. I never watched a Fiend entrance, which I'm kind of sad about. I've never seen that in person, so um, that's something I thought about. But it's whether you were in the arena or you were at home watching on the TV, we got to see a lot of crazy stuff from him. And at some point, I'm gonna muster up the strength to watch it back on Peacock. At some point, I'm gonna be able to. I can't do it right now. It was hard for me to watch wrestling. The first amount of wrestling I watched last night was SmackDown. Since the announcement, I couldn't watch wrestling. I couldn't play 2K. I didn't want to. Y'all know I got my belt. I couldn't look at my belt. Anything that reminded me of wrestling, I just didn't want to. I was just sitting there. I didn't want to do it. I saw last night during what was it, Rampage? They gave him a tribute in the beginning. I assume we're gonna do one for Collision tonight. I'm gonna watch all the shows this week. I assume they're gonna do. I'm whatever they do on Sunday. Oh my god, that place is gonna be ridiculous. Whatever Tony Khan decides to do for All In, that's probably gonna be insane too, because that's a 80,000, 90,000 people in one arena. So I know he's gonna do something insane for that. But it's just we got a long week ahead of us, you know what I'm saying? Even though like I feel like the worst of it is done, you know what I'm saying? Like the SmackDown
Yeah.
tribute and stuff. As far as like getting us to cry our eyes out, we still got Collision tonight. All In's gonna do great.
Yeah.
Raw probably gonna do whatever they might do the exact same thing that they did on SmackDown. I don't want to see it again at all, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah. It's definitely something to yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot. And honestly, you kind of brought up the point of what I was probably going to bring up next. Now, the past 72 hours have been an absolute whirlwind of emotions. We all know this. A day prior to this, we lost a day prior to Bray, we lost the life of Terry Funk.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day after, we lost the life of Bray. And, today, death always seems to come in threes for whatever reason. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but if you guys saw it on social media today, Bob Barker. Like,
Yeah, that shit.
why?
I was like, what, bro? Not OG. That shit hurt.
I was
Damn.
like, dude, 99 too. He had one more year to get to 100, and God
Damn.
called him home now.
That's a long life. That's a
God
long
called
life,
him
man.
home now.
Fuck.
It's a long, prosperous life, man. And it's been a whirlwind of emotions. We all know this. And I understand and know that it's going to take a lot of time for everybody to grieve over the loss of Bray, and it's going to be a long road to get back on track, so to speak. But I want you guys to know that it's okay. It's okay that everything's really not okay right now. And yes, for those people that have tagged me in, I didn't even want to bring this guy up because
Oh dear
the
God.
guy does not need any more attention than he's gotten.
Fuck him, bro.
I
Fuck that.
Look, I've seen it. Okay, I don't. I'm not going to do anything about it because honestly, we don't give a shit what he has to
On
say.
God, like, bro, like,
That that
fuck that
was
thing.
not needed. That was not needed to be said at all by whoever that guy is. And for some reason, the guy followed me. The guy's been following me for
Me
years.
too.
I didn't know,
I
dude.
removed him.
Obviously,
I removed his ass.
I removed him and blocked him after I saw those videos because I'm like, dude, no,
What are you
no.
on, bro?
But people have been asking me, Phil, are you gonna make a video about it? No, I'm not gonna make a video about it because people
For
grieve
what?
in their own ways. People grieve in their own ways, and it is okay to grieve. Just because we didn't know Bray personally doesn't make it any less hard. Okay, so I want you guys to know, and I want you guys, to really understand that it is okay to feel all the emotions that you're feeling right now when it comes to this, because you don't have to know somebody in order to feel. Your everybody's feelings are valid when it comes to this, so it's just do it in your own way, and just make sure that you're grieving in the best way that you possibly can, whether that's with friends, with family, whatever you gotta do in order to do it. Do it safely and do it, happily. Just because it's gonna be hard on everybody, and it is.
Yeah, bro. It's just I'm not going to further divulge into what that man said. It's just that was abysmal in its own right. But just, yeah, I just I just ask y'all to um mourn in your own way. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to talk about it, don't talk. If you don't want to make a video, don't.
Yeah.
It's not. Don't let anyone tell you how to feel your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anyone tell you not to feel your feelings. Feel what you feel, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I also speak for. I don't like speaking for people, but I'm going to try my best to speak for like all of us as Wrestle Talk goes, as far as the content creators go. Give us some time. You know what I'm saying? Like today,
Yeah.
I looked on TikTok and there's like, for the first time in my entire 3 years, I guess, being on TikTok, it's quiet, and I'm cutting off the people responding to that bitch. I'm talking about just people just making like Johnny making videos about Mustafa Ali, or Marissa making videos about just whatever. her, that's why her videos are like, they're so like left and right, but she is like always focused on something, and like I
Yes.
watch I watch her videos all the way through. I love her so much. I watch her videos all the way through. She's always on there just like yelling at somebody or doing like the little the stuff with the filters. I love I'm sorry. I love her fucking videos. But
You know, she's great.
those, I see fucking that beautiful dog Harry on my timeline every day. Those three of them, they're really freaking amazing.
Harry's amazing. Shout out to Harry.
I love what they're doing. They're doing a great
Harry.
job. I see them every day just being positive and just putting out great content. Just everyone in the main event players, everyone in the brotherhood, everyone's quiet today. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's like posting on their different pages, I guess. I kind of logged out of my wrestling account today just to like go and look on my other accounts just so I can like do other stuff because I don't want to it's like I go on my main page and it's just Bray stuff and everyone's quiet for right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time everyone has just been like, let's just sit down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see my man Uso making any Jimmy Uso videos or Jay Uso videos. I didn't see Phil trying to get Cody Rhodes on the filter. You know, I didn't see Steven talk about Ronda Rousey for some reason. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see anything. I barely saw anything, and it was just I think everyone is just like taking a minute just to chill. You know, just relax for a little bit because this is tough, you know, and it's I think it's especially tough for not only the people who are like watching, but the people who are every day. Our thing is to create, you know what I'm saying? So we can't really create none because I didn't feel like recapping SmackDown. I didn't want to recap SmackDown. SmackDown was a great show beyond what the main objective of the show was. It was a great show, you know what I'm saying? Zelina and Io had a great match. The freaking the Black Prophets and Bob hitting that spear with the suit on and the glasses. He's excellent all the time. That's just what he is.
Even though that was just technically a tables match with a pinfall, but I mean,
it was
wasn't really hardcore of a match, but
that shit, I didn't understand why people were mad about it. I understand the sentiment, but I think that was a kick-ass match. I enjoyed every moment of it. That shit was.
It was a good match. It was a good match for what it was. I think people just went a little bit too overboard. It was like, oh come on, Phil, it's supposed to be a hardcore match. Look, it's
they can't. They're
WWE.
They can't go full. They can't go full John Moxley.
Dude, they're not gonna go full on ECW on this, like, you know, flaming tables and, you know, flipping off bound. Like, they weren't gonna do that.
Yeah,
they weren't gonna do that. But I mean, like,
everyone's been, oh, I want the thumbtacks. I made a joke like I want to see some thumbtacks, but they can't go full ECW on Fox at prime time, y'all. They can't, you know.
They weren't gonna do. They weren't gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
But
especially
I mean, look,
without preparing Fox for it.
Yeah,
at least give Fox like a moment. This all happened right now, so they had to just go and, you know.
They legitimately scrapped everything that they had for SmackDown this week, hours before the show, and this wasn't like a Vince McMahon, oh yeah, I'm just ripping up the script and doing everything. They scrapped the show. They basically moved everything to next week because Jimmy's returning next week and everything like that. They basically scrapped everything that they had planned for that week's show and said, screw it. Memorial show. Let's get the chair, let's get the lantern, let's get everything that we need to do. We'll get the first victim of the Fiend and Finn Balor tonight. We'll get his last match opponent in LA Knight. We'll put them in the main event. We're good to go there. And good. For Terry Funk, we'll do a no DQ tag team match with Street Profits and Rich and Butch. I mean, they really didn't have any kind of like connection to Terry as far as I'm aware of. But, you know, they put two great tag teams in there in a hardcore tag team match. Good to go. Women's championship match didn't really they said that, you know, Zelina got this shot because she beat Io 3 weeks ago, but it is what it is. That really didn't make too much sense, but it's okay. Got a women's championship match out of it. Good to go. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Not much happened on the show, but it really wasn't about the context of the matches on this show. It was mainly to remember Bray, remember Terry, and not get the fuck up out of there, but this was just it was a memorial. It was a memorial episode of SmackDown, and they did it very, very well, especially that ending. That ending had me crying after I
Bro.
turned off the camera for the show for my life.
I was cool until they showed the rocking chair. The rocking chair, my heart broke. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, dude.
Showed the rocking chair, that was it.
when they showed Bray Wyatt and the wings of his logo on the Titantron, I thought that was a picture of the ring for a second. I thought somebody was standing in the ring. Legitimately. I thought somebody was standing in the ring and the Titantron just had Bray Wyatt's logo on it. But nah, then they panned back, they showed the crown, and they basically just showed the Titantron, showing that picture with the rocking chair and the lantern as the lantern and the show faded to black as the show went off the air. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a beautiful moment to end the show. And I'm going to say this real quick before we honestly kind of end it here, because, an hour is a good enough time for this. I personally still don't want it to be true. like I said, it's like it's just a bad dream that nobody can just wake up from. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's as real as it gets. And while it is as real as it gets, we can all just, band together, be there for each other, and it's something that we're all just gonna have to, stand together at the end of the day and really be there for each other. Now, like I said earlier, I know it's hard, and I know it's gonna be hard over the course of the next few weeks, maybe even months for some people. But I want you guys to enjoy the rest of this weekend for as much as you guys can, because All In is tomorrow. Now, All In isn't going to be, All In has, the tagline of the biggest wrestling show ever, or something of that nature. Is it the greatest card that they possibly could have done for All In? No. But is it going to be a great show tomorrow afternoon? I keep saying tomorrow night like it's going to happen at 8 o'clock. It's not. It's happening at a 1 p.m. start time.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a great show, though? Yes. And, I just want you guys to enjoy the weekend for what it's going to be and just enjoy the world of pro wrestling, because honestly, at the end of the day, that's what Windham is going to want from us. He doesn't want us to just, sit there sulking every single day about this whole thing. You can sit and sulk. I mean, nobody's telling you not to, right? But enjoy tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a very, very fun time. And, this is honestly when we need pro wrestling the most. Band together, stay with your family, stay with your friends, and just really enjoy the world of pro wrestling that is going to be happening tomorrow. Because All In front of 80,000 people in the UK, it's going to be special. It's going to be a special night. It's going to be a very night for them, afternoon for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it. You have any last words before we get the hell out of here, man?
Tell your loved ones that you love them, man.
Yeah.
Just tell them that you love them. I try my best to be well spoken in moments like this, but like I said, I've never went through this. Me personally, I've never I was 5 when Eddie passed. I wasn't watching AEW as much when Brody Lee passed, so it didn't hit me the same. I try not to put myself in certain situations like that, just because I wasn't like there for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still very outside of the door as far as AEW goes. So um Brody Lee's passing came at like it hit me differently, and I was like, I didn't watch the 10 bell salute. I usually don't like watching that stuff because it's very tough. But like me personally, this moment was something I never really experienced because I've never seen an active wrestler in my primarily watched company just go. I never prepared for that. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So um this is harder for my brain to process, I guess. Um all the good memories that I experienced in the past year that involved Bray, I can't really experience them the same anymore. Um I was gonna give my Extreme Rules chair away because Ronda's face on it. I don't like seeing her face, but I was gonna give my chair away. But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I have the crossword puzzle that they gave to us in the line before the show started. I have that somewhere in my closet. I have my freaking the locust hoodie. I'll have that hoodie by the time Mania starts. Um, I'm gonna try my best to get every amount of money I can give it to his family. Um, I'm just hurt, man. I'm really fucking hurt, really fucking hurt. So,
Yeah.
um, like I told you on my video earlier, I apologize if I can't go back to making videos of me screaming in my car immediately. I'm gonna try my best to get back on my shit on Monday. Um, but this just it really really fucking hurts right now. So, but the show must go on. Um, as hard as that may be, the show must go on. So, we still have something to do. We still have an obligation to all of you, just as content creators. We have an obligation of entertainment, and that's what we signed up for. So, um, that's the way we go on. I love all of you. Thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for supporting everyone. Tell someone you love them, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is not fucking promised, bro. That shit. You hear it a lot, but you don't realize it until something like this happens. And um, everyone who's sad now, you'll be all right. You'll be all right soon. It's gonna hurt for a moment. You gotta let it hurt. I think a lot of people try to hold back the hurt. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel all of it. You can't you
I
can't.
th-
Yeah.
today was the worst day for me. I mean, SmackDown hurt me a lot yesterday, but today
You gotta
fucking
let it out.
got me. Today
You,
fucking
you
got
gotta
me.
let it
Like
out.
like I just let it all out. I legitimately locked myself in my room for like a good 20-30 minutes, and I just fucking bawled. I mean, obviously, you know what's happening outside of everything, because it's not just this that I'm dealing with right now. It's other personal things, and some of the people
Mhm.
even on Russell Talk even know about it. The people that I know and trust that trust with this information know about some of this stuff, and um, so it's hard. It's hard. But
My dog.
I let it all out today. What's going on, Anthony? We're actually just about to get out of here, but um, just we definitely shared a great um 1 hour stream. So if you ever want a chance to come back at it, it's gonna be cool. Definitely want to have you back on again, Anthony, too, because Anthony, you're one of the real ones for real. And honestly, I want to appreciate you real quick because you made a video about the song that they used in the tribute package for Bray. Um, the song that they used, and I'm not gonna lie, man. I immediately downloaded that song once I saw your video about what that song was, and it's a damn good song to listen to, man. I mean, I know not really anybody's really gonna be listening to that song anymore, or not. It's gonna be listened to a lot by this point, um, like, people are gonna listen to it and just immediately think of Bray. But it's a good song. It's a very very good song, and yeah, Ever Known is definitely something to listen to full on if you haven't actually heard it yet. Um, but I do want to say this before we get the hell out of here as well. Um, like Love said, many a times when this happens like this, it, all of this is what he said is true though. Think about the people that have impacted your life. Think about the people that that you haven't talked to in a while, or the people that are just in your everyday life. I mean, Love, Megan, basically everybody in OTB, the MEP people, basically everybody that is in your everyday life. The people that you are thinking about in your head right now, call them, text them, do whatever you need to do in order to get a hold of them, because you don't know the last time that you're going to be seeing them. Life is so fragile. Life is just, it's just, you don't know when things are going to take a turn, and things can change at the snap of a finger. So call them, text them, do whatever you need to do in order to make sure that they are okay, because things can happen at a moment's notice. I understand that in a world of professional wrestling, you don't think that none of this could ever happen, man. I mean, you grow up with these guys, you're a young kid, you think these people are absolutely immortal, you think these guys are just absolutely the biggest things in the world right now, and like you can't ever just get disappointed, right? When you're so young watching the world of pro wrestling, sometimes life isn't just as fair as you think it is, man. And it's hard. I understand it is, but um but this is a time where we all just need to band together and just really be there for one another. It's tough, and I don't understand that it is, but to the people that you're holding grudges to, don't hold grudges against them, because it's honestly not, at the end of the day, not worth it. And you guys really need to just let bygones be bygones, to just really be there for each other at times like this. So call your loved ones, tell them you love them. Tell the people that you're with right now that you love them, because things can change. So we appreciate you for joining us here on this live stream. Honestly, actually, wasn't even planning to do it as a live stream. I was thinking about just doing it as a whole video and, just uploading it for you guys later, Sunday morning, before we head into All In. But I honestly think this live stream turned out to be a lot better. So I appreciate you guys for joining us here. To the people that are going to be watching this after the fact, thank you guys. And we'll see you later on for the All-In post show on OTB. I wanted to do an All-In preview and predictions. I wanted to do it tonight, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Are you still free?
I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm chilling. So
All right. So
I
mean, we could possibly do an All-In preview and predictions. I was actually thinking about doing it tomorrow, but then I actually realized that, considering that the buy-in happens at noon and then the show starts at 1, you really can't, unless we all wake up super mad early, just do it then. But
9:30.
yeah, no. So you can't do that. So I mean, it's just nah. So we'd have to do it tonight, if anything. I didn't even realize. See, again, this whole time change for AEW just messes with me.
I don't get off till 2:30 anyway, so I mean, I can watch the show.
So you're basically going to be smack dab in the middle of everything.
Yeah, I'd rather be there. I thought I was gonna miss it. I thought I'd get off at 7. I get off at 2:30. At least I'll be able to watch like middle point on,
Yeah.
But
So yeah, guys. Well, you guys might actually see us like legitimately right after this for the All-In preview and predictions. I'll get some other people together, and we can get things done. We got, how many matches do we have on this goddamn card, man? Actually, it's not as much as maybe people actually think it is. 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 on the main card and then 2 on the buy-in. So 11 matches when normal pay-per-views for AEW, we have like 15, 16. So, so I mean, who knows? But yeah, guys, we'll talk to you guys soon for the All in London preview and predictions. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by to remember the life and legacy of Bray Wyatt. All he ever wanted to do was leave that legacy on the people that he touched inside and outside the ring. And he did exactly that. Thank you, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll talk to you soon.